You talk about choices. One of the things that I learned from you a long time ago as well, too, before Put Out Any Music with Jesse, I played for you in your office back when we were Adelaide, I think.
Yeah.
And you said something that pretty profound and it stuck with me. Don't get too precious. And it was about the music. And you're like, I think I may have signaled to you that we were thinking of holding something. You're like, don't get too precious. Because if you do, a year from now, 2 years from now, you're going to have other music that you're going to love and you're going to say, I'm going to hold that. And then that just becomes a cycle.
Yeah.
How did you know not to get stuck in that?
My buddies, that rap group, when I moved into the basement,
Got you.
they put out an album, Harpoon Missile.
Wow.
Remember Harpoon?
Okay, of course. Yeah.
Harpoon had a song called Black Pirates.
R.I.P. Yeah.
And, Lincoln, rest in peace, Lincoln. But Harpoon, Richie, had a record called Black Pirates. And the track was crazy and he rapped it like he was a pirate. And we're like, oh, this is crazy. We love it. It's so good we're not going to put it on this album.
Yeah.
We're going to put it on the next album.
The classic.
There was no next album.
There was no next album.
So your best record
I say that all the time, too.
is not on your album. That moment is gone. So, this is so good. What I'm going to do is, what? All right. That's what I told you. You got to put it out. None of this shit. None of the conniving shit. None of the, no, you put it out. Art is to be shared and expressed in the moment.
Yeah. You got to get it all out there, man, before you die.
Yeah.
Do you have that with the ideas? I'm assuming so. Like whenever you had these creative ideas for the treatments and for the artist, you're like, I'm going to save this one for the specific artist that I want to do this for. No, you just go with it.
Yeah.
No?
If the song is right,
Yeah.
if the song is right, I'm pitching it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not holding on. Doesn't matter. It's just about the song.
If the song is right and this is the idea that will work with it, I'm pitching it to you.
What was the relationship like when you're working with an artist like, let me just name a couple of names and then you just tell me what the relationship was in terms of getting the best out of them. Jay-Z.
I was working with Jay-Z. I wasn't really in the space of trying to push artists at that point.
Okay.
So it was just kind of, you're turning on the camera and Jay-Z goes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Drake.
Drake is another, we really build on concept, pushing that. I've never felt like I need to push a performance because he knows what he already is coming in with an idea of what it needs to be. But what I like about Drake is he wants to come up with the idea. He wants the kernel and then I can expand. And I think what's important for an artist to do things that way is that it's coming from you. That's why it resonates. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like Drake's humor.
Right.
Pop star, he's, Justin Bieber is going to be me. You know
His
what I mean?
idea?
Yeah, that was it. Justin Bieber saying Justin Bieber is going to be me. I can't come to America because of COVID.
Pandemic,
so Justin Bieber, that was it. The opening is basically it. Then I need to make a music video out of it. Right? So, and then there's something really fun about.
Brilliant idea, by the way.
Yeah, it's genius.
Amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember watching him watch the first cut because it's a surprise to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, I start with this, right? Coming up with the idea for Falling Back, the marriage video, right? Coming up with the idea for the one with him, Future, and being Nights, and you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a fun process with him. So it's not as much like, the performance, I'm helping with it. No, it's the building out of ideas, right? Even Life is Good,
right?
Building these things, ideas, and that he's there, like, working on the concept, because that's the thing. Music videos matter when you put in the extra effort to make them matter. What can you do? Well, you can do something with the concept.
Yeah.
What if it's Future and he's a king and he has to go off the war and we just knew we wanted to do this joke about with the Drake having to bring the letter, like do Game of Thrones and I'm good, love. Enjoy. I'm good at love it.
I'm good at
I'm good at enjoy. You know what I mean? Well, how do I make that? How do I make that? I know I got the punchline.
Yeah, I got the punchline. How do I build a story?
Or what he's off and he has all these girls, but you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Life is good. How do I make that work? Drake wrote that treatment. He wrote me into the treatment. That one, he knew what he wanted to be. Well, but still, we need certain jokes. So how can we fit in you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he really understands that you got to do some work to to make you're doing it for your fans. Music videos might not break through, but your fans are watching them.
For sure.
Your fans are excited.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true.
Well, just to say, and I know all these artists want to put on the best fucking live performance they can.
It's a good comparison.
So why the fuck would you be like, it's a video?
Right. Hotline Bling was like that?
Hotline Bling was me.
That was you?
That was the one they're like, we want you to come up with the idea.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then I came up with this performance thing and these sets.
Where did this come from?
It's a bit of it's my style. It was inspired by James Sorrell.
Okay.
But also, if you look at my older sets, it's very much like boxes and steps and lines, and it's a visual language that speaks to me. We exist in a zone together. But the idea of light and sound, and then they do. I just saw these kind of like lights changing.
Again, lights being the characters in the video, and that became, it's a cultural phenomenon. That video.
It was the right performance videos. I call them star makers. I'm going to create this world for you, and you just get to perform. Right? You're not acting, you're not pretending, you're just performing. And it's the one thing that music videos can do that no other part of filmmaking can do. White world, you, right outfit, the right look of the film.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is that?
Yeah. Yeah, I see. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I always thought about that as well too. With I use that as a reference. I want to say D'Angelo, Voodoo Child, and Alanis Morissette. It was like one take. That was the reference for me for Jesse's Figures. When I presented her the idea, I'm like, this will make people stop and watch you because you're such a good performer.
Yeah.
And just hold this take the entire time. The performance made her that song in that video. Right. So I get what you're saying.
You give it, bro. So the performance videos, I call them star makers.
Yeah. Are you guys on the same page? I guess I'm asking you some insider stuff over here. And like I said, your final cut over here. But are you guys on the same page on the post-production and what that edit is supposed to be?
Sometimes, for the most part.
Yeah. On Hotline Bling?
No. Drake actually changed my perception of something for me.
Okay. How were you looking at that video?
The original, the director's cut was very much like rappy, pause, dancers, rappy, and me, and you're rapping, so it's on you, and this is the set, and that is the, you know what I mean? Like I wanted the visual, and he's like, fuck all that, I want the part where I'm performing the best.
Okay.
And it really brought me back to the performance trumps everything. It doesn't matter what your plan is, doesn't matter what the shot is, if what is the best performance at that moment, that takes priority over everything else you have planned.
How much does he have to, or the artist has to tell you? Like, how long does it take for you to understand that?
Now, after that, it's changed everything for me. It's just everything.
So it's just one conversation, and you're just like, okay, no, I get it. Okay, this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah, or just seeing what he did with the edit.
Oh, what he did with the edit. Okay.
I see what you're doing here.
Oh, amazing. So he was able to craft that and then show you, and you're like, this is what it has to be. And you're like, okay, I get it. Wow. There's no ego in that.
It's theirs.
Yeah.
As a director, you are not the tip of the pyramid. You're just the level below it.
Yeah.
And so if anyone tries to make me change my mind, they're wrong.
What do you mean?
My approach to filmmaking. If it's a very simple rule. If I say I want it lit blue and then the DP's like, what if we made it red? No, blue. But if I say I want it lit blue and he says, well, what if it's cobalt blue? Sure, whatever. What if it's dark deep blue? Sure, whatever. What if it's baby? I don't give a fuck, bro. So long as if this kind of blue, then yes. If you're adding on to the thing I'm saying,
right,
then the answer is yes. If you're progressing my creativity, then the answer is yes. If you're trying to make me change my mind, the answer is no.
Okay.
The only person above me in this hierarchy is the artists themselves.
Okay.
And I don't get to change their mind. So the thing that made me realize this, I have a video for Drew Hill. I think it's Love. It's this Drew Hill video. Cisco's when they had like 6 members, when they went from 3 people to 6 or 5, like it's some insanity, right?
Yeah.
Cisco's like, I want a red stage and I want this. And I'm like, red sucks. I'm not doing red. I'm making a black stage. Well, Cisco and them all come in black leather.
Oh.
Now, those guys wearing black on a black stage, there's nothing there. I can't even see them. Had I made it the red stage, They would have cut the perfect figure. You would have seen them. It would have been incredible.
So you went and did that without having a conversation with them. You said, fuck it, I'm going to do my way. Okay.
And I was wrong.
Right.
Because they're above me.
Yo, man, that awareness is key. It's super key to be able to continue to grow, continue to be successful in what you're doing. Because,
It's their video.
Yeah. I mean, as simple as that.
It's the artist video.
Yeah.
And their taste level is something that is in their music, in their shows, their fans. You don't know it, but this is all intertwined
100%.
with everything they do.
Tell me about some of these Toronto artists that you worked with back in the day, because when you were first coming up, Cardinal Official, what was the treatment like the day before when we were talking to Cardi?
Cardi's treatment was very much, that was me figuring out, how can I make a big set when I don't have big set money? What if I just painted on the walls?
Really?
Graphic visuals,
Yeah. That was an interesting video because you could look at that and I would say that video banged with so many of the American videos.
Yeah, well, because I made so many of the American videos, so there's a part of it like, oh, this is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that was my thought process, how can I make strong visuals, striking visuals with what I have, and what I really have is paint.
Crazy.
Because it came to me like even Keisha Shantae's video for Bad Boy.
Oh, really? Same thing?
Yeah, if you watch it, the sets feel really big because it's just we painted on the walls. I have these giant walls in these studios.
Yeah.
I have these massive walls. Well, that's big. You don't have walls this big anywhere else.
So you're going to shoot that?
Yeah, they're like, what are they, 20 feet high? 20 plus feet high?
Yeah.
Well, if I paint it all the way to the top and I shoot the whole big
so
wall,
smart.
then I got a big set.
That's so
I got
smart.
a big wall. It's big.
Yeah.
You can't do that, normal person at home.
Yeah.
All right, well, here we go. So paint on the walls.
That's so smart, man. You're just kind of taking the environment and just working with that and trying to figure it out. Because you're not getting you don't have the massive budget.
But you got scale.
You got scale. Yeah. Man, you have a really interesting way of viewing things, man. And your visual aesthetic it's just always a different level. There's not and like I said earlier, like you continue to change it, evolve it. People copy your stuff all the time. And it's the best form of flattery because it's happened to you through hip hop through your entire fucking career.
Yeah.
It's impressive, man. It's impressive to see how much you've taken the art form. And obviously, like you had Hype Williams, who was your mentor in that. And so you're a good student, you're a good teacher in that situation. I did want to touch back on that part where, he said to you, the enemy in you were like, you suck. How important was that for you in your career?
Big, very big.
How significant? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about, there's a different kind of confidence you find in musical artists, but perhaps because they have to perform. It's almost like being an athlete where the mindset must be, I'm the fucking best. Not so much with visual artists. We gotta,
Constant criticism up here.
Yeah, exactly. And you're watching everyone else, and I don't know, it's just, it's not quite the same.
Yeah. And that really like framed a lot of things for you moving forward.
And visual arts is something you grow to, right? You look at a painter when they're 15, 20, 30. So, you know what I'm saying? Like there's such a development as you age when you do visuals, as opposed to, again, athletes and the more physical performers where it doesn't.
It's reverse.
Yeah, it's reversed.